Let me guess. You're here because your aim is garbage. It's been months since release, and yet you're still trash. Or maybe you're just new to Halo and just started playing. Regardless, let's fix that reckless aim of yours. What's up guys, Legend here, and today we're going to discuss the keys to perfect aim in Halo Infinite. To start things off, let's look at the three main aspects of aim. Number 1 is sensitivity, number 2 is movement, and number 3 is looking. So let's dive into each one and how to master each aspect. First is sensitivity. Sensitivity is probably the hardest of the three to master because it almost completely depends on the playstyle and overall experience of the player. The more you play Halo Infinite, the more you'll refine your aim to what suits your style, and this part will take some time. Because it takes some time, looking at the settings of the people who play the most, Halo esports pros, is where you want to start. The average for all Halo Pro sensitivity settings looks something like this. Sensitivity is at 6 all across, and dead zones are at max all across. After using these pro settings as a benchmark, using the commando and weapon drills is probably the best way to test how it feels. Why? Because the commando is a precision weapon, which means that the accuracy depends heavily on your precise aim. So the closer you are to the aim that fits you, the better you'll typically be at using the commando. Experimenting and experience with higher and lower sensitivity is where you'll begin to master sensitivity. The more you play around with all the different weapons at different settings, the more you'll realize where you need to further refine your aim. And just as a side note for controller users, the lower the sensitivity, the more aim assist you'll feel. You may be slower, but you'll feel more help with aim. So use this to your advantage to find a good medium in the settings that uses aim assist to its full potential if you're using a controller. Now let's move on to number 2, movement. This is probably the one thing people use the least when it comes to aim, and it actually should be the most. Movement is basically just moving yourself across the ground without looking around. It's just using the move stick and not the look stick. Why is this key? Because when you're looking at an enemy and they're moving across the map, what matches their speed better? Your look or your movement? It's your movement that perfectly matches up with the movement of the enemy, and people overutilize looking instead of just moving with the enemy and perfectly matching their speed. It's good to have unpredictable movement, but when you're moving all over the place instead of just mimicking the enemy, your aim tends to suffer. If you look at god tier players like Mint Blitz or FatRat, they heavily use movement when it comes to aiming, and they have perfected aim because of it. So when you come across an enemy, match their movement with yours, and you'll notice the perfects coming every time. And now for the final key to perfect aim, your looking. Looking is just using the look stick without moving. If you've had bad aim in the past, looking is probably what has troubled you the most. And that's because you're using it for the wrong reason. Like I said before, looking shouldn't be used to follow the enemy, movement should. So what's the point of looking then, you ask? Well, when it comes to maps that have different heights and players that are unpredictable, that's where looking comes in. Looking should only be used to make small adjustments to your aim. So if you see an enemy and start matching their movements with your movements, and they jump, move to a different level, or change directions, your look stick should come in handy to move your aim along with the change of direction. Looking in aim should only be used to make minor adjustments, and not using it this way can cause some serious aim issues. Just like the issues caused by not keeping a fresh gaming setup, which is where today's sponsor, Alpha Rigs, comes in. Alpha Rigs is a gaming setup company that has cool products like chairs, decorations, and a bunch of other cool gaming equipment and setup supplies. If you use code LEGEND when you check out, you'll get 10% off your gaming supplies. And that's not all. When you buy gaming supplies from Alpha Rigs, 20% of the proceeds go to charity. So feel free to join the cause by going to the link in the description below and using code LEGEND to get a 10% off discount on your gaming purchase. And now back to the video. So to wrap up perfecting your aim in 3 steps. Number 1, play around with your settings and use the pro settings, 6 sensitivity and max dead zones as a benchmark. Number 2, use movement to mimic your enemies, and don't focus too much on trying to be unpredictable, or else you're just going to harm your own aim. And finally, number 3, only use looking to make small adjustments to your aim, and don't use it to follow the enemy's movements, only their change in direction. And that wraps up the keys to achieve perfect aim in Halo Infinite. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Check out my second channel, Legend Clips, to see clips like this triple kill grenade throw. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.